This movie is going to be about cutting and reading the defense and the different options that the cutter has when catching the ball. So we're going to start off with our blast cut. So here we see a player blasting to the ball. That was from a corner to a wing. Here we're going to see a player cutting from the wing to a swing. So really remember that a blast cut is any time that we're going from a double gap. So here you can see there's 1, 2 spots to a single gap in order to catch the ball. That is our definition of a blast cut. So again, here we go with another example of a blast cut. But we could also have blast cuts coming from the post, where we see that post player blasting from a low post to a high post, again, coming to a single gap to catch that ball. So what is the options that this player has when they're doing this? So let's add the defense. So here comes our first option. Now first of all, notice, I'll slow this down, that the player down here, number 1, does not initiate her cut because right now the passer has no vision. So she waits until she sees the pivot, and now she's making the cut when the player looks at her. So here she goes on the cut. So in our first example, you can see that the defender is trailing. She's behind the catch. And in this situation, we want to attack the middle on our curl. And this is a non-stop. She's not stopping and doing this. She's doing it, catching on her outside foot, top hand dribble, and attacking the middle. 9 times out of 10, she's looking for a pull-up jump shot, or she's going to pass off the penetration. It's very difficult in this situation to curl it right to the rim when we add the other defenders. Now again, that's not just on a wing catch. Here we're going to see a blast. We're going from the wing to a swing. She could also still do the curl. Notice also how our player is spacing away. She's anticipated the curl also, and she knows her job is to make space for this player. So it's not just the cutter, it's the passer often has to read and anticipate what that catch is going to be. Now, next option is this time we see that the player has overplayed. In other words, she's kind of tried to deny, she just got herself out of position. Here we want to use our crossover and attack. Okay? And again, it doesn't always on a swing to wing pass. Here we have a swing to swing, and again, overplay. There's that twist to get that lead shoulder, and now we're going to attack. And this happens again all in one motion. It's not a stop and fake. It's a dynamic attack right away. Okay, so we had our curl. Now we have our crossover. Next we have, when you're overplayed, is the back cut. Back it up. So again, when the defense has got their body or their elbow in that passing line and you've arrived at that single gap, now we want to back cut. And again, this pass is made early to give the player catching a chance to read what's happening at the rim. She must anticipate help. We can also back cut. Here receive from a corner pass on a swing to a wing cut. Again, overplayed. We still have the back cut with the early pass. Next option, player sags. So you can see she's given a gap. She doesn't respect this player. So again, if this was in this player's shooting range and it's a shot within what we want in the offense, she would shoot the shot. Now again, all these moves can also be done on the post. So here we go. We see the blast cut, again the sag, and there's the shot from the post. So all those other moves can also be done from that post position. The final option is probably the most common option, and this is when you catch and the defense is in good position. Here you're going to become a passer, and this is the one that happens most of the time. Too often our players think that they have to shoot or drive every time they catch the ball. Well, no, most of the time you're a passer, and in passing you have to read who might be the person open. Here, since there's only 2, it's the give and go. Sometimes this comes from the seal. So here we see the seal. Now this seal that we see right here could have happened on a wing, could have happened in a corner, could have happened at any of our spots. But we're sealing to catch the ball. 9 times out of 10 on this catch, we're probably going to be a passer. We still have all those other options, but it's not always as easy. We know we're probably a passer, and again, here we get the cut. When you are a passer, one of the most important concepts we want is this space pivot. Here you can see that defender is really pushed up into the body of our offensive player. Well, she has to use these pivots to get this player off. She pivots and puts her body right between the legs of the defender to make space. And now you can see that she's created space from which she can pass from. And this is a very important concept, is this space pivot when we have to be a passer to read those next cutters.